So the Ray of Doom just got even better in what is a small but significant change. Just the first target single target damage is now up from 80 to 140. The justification for that is simply the tower didn't feel satisfying against around 100, so now just give it more damage. And for that, we're gonna attempt an interesting challenge, at least I think. The challenge is, how many rounds can I last on Chimps mode on 3 mines a round with all pops going on the Ray of Doom? Obviously, you see an issue right now is that you don't have enough starting cash to start with a Dartling gun, so that's why I do have to add an asterisk and just give myself enough starting cash to get the Dartling gun. I guess just pretend it's like co-op 2-player Chimps. So I can already say or assume before starting this that most of the challenge, or a lot of the challenge in this challenge is, well, before getting Ray of Doom in the first place. And the reason why I picked this map is not because it's very good, because obviously I think Resort would be goated, but obviously there is not a lot of space on Resort where you can get a lot of pops or get towers to not steal pops away. And that arrow there is just to show you that obviously we're just gonna mostly leave it like that for the most part. Not the best map overall for the Ray of Doom, but I really like the mechanic of this map, even though it does break Chimps mode in that it makes it 10 times easier because you can make income. That's why you saw earlier, I pressed the very first mine removal gem. Just a quick refresher that there are 6 on this map that you can mine that essentially make you extra money in Chimps mode, provided you can save up that amount of money. So in a way, perhaps this is the best map for the Ray of Doom because you can much more easily afford it. Now, the reason why I say it's a big issue, or this challenge might be difficult before Ray of Doom, is that I don't think I can upgrade to Laser Cannon. Otherwise, that can't pop purples, and then I would need to buy a 030 village. So that adds like $10,000 to the cost of the tier 3 upgrade, unfortunately. Thankfully, I think we can still make our way to getting the 10k, just simply by buffing a 220. I know for one, a nap buff is goated, so I'm gonna make the jump for 1510 right now for tons of Pierce, extra Pierce on this. Oh, and by the way, don't mind the powers menu being clickable. I just enabled some mods by accident, but I'm not gonna use them. I think now that we got this, we can make the jump for the 3k. Well, after getting faster barrel spin, because we need that, of course. Now, I know all too well about the issue with Alchemist and Dartling. It's that it will use up the AMD shot even if the Dartling misses, so I might need to buy 301 Alch, but I'm trying to save for the 3k remove right now, so if I can beat this round without, then that would be nice. Let's see, 3 shots left, 1 lead left, and come on. Just need to throw AMD, perfect. And turns out 3k save up was easy. Unfortunately, I now don't have that cash out until after round 40, so hopefully I can still survive with just a 220 for these rounds. I'll probably upgrade to a stronger stim, and then get Geraldo whenever possible. Alright, 401 Alch successfully afforded. I had to buy faster throwing because the leads on this round are just annoying as hell. And without it, no chance I'd be able to land enough AMD. I think these leads are on the last loop around. Come on. Just need one more shot of AMD. Perfect. And I also got Geraldo in the corner. He can be useful for round 40 for utility if we need it. I doubt we need it though. This thing shreds mobs like butter. And the insides will probably be fine with the bonus Pierce too. And Laser Shock. Yeah, who needs Laser Shock or Laser Cannon when a buff 220 does well on itself? Now the question, do I keep risking it for the biscuit? This will move in 1 round, and I kind of want to be greedy and just jump to the 10k. And I am. If I can make it to round 52 with this, then we reset. Otherwise, I might have to go back in time and not do this, and just get mid earlier. I don't know. I don't expect I'll have to do that though, because I can still get jungle drums for 1 on it, and yes, I did put the Alch under village range. It's fine because 10% more range on the Alch still means that it won't hit any mobs until it reaches the very exit. And that's not something we really have to worry about. Discount village also for the long haul. Don't forget too, the Dartling currently can apply a sharpening stone. So if I do need +1 pierce, I will do so. If I need +1 damage, I'll also do so because I think it's worth it. Round 49 is probably the closest round that I think I'll need more too. Yeah, let's not waste time. That red balloon got awfully far. And I think I need to start the round with a with the Sharpening Stone? Yeah, definitely. Alright, take 2. This time with +1 Pierce all the way through. I'll still target my Dartling so that it breaks down the cerams quicker, because that is important. The Zebras are actually going to be... Nah. I think I need both this and +1 damage. I did not account for the ceramics in the way. This does seem better, right? Even though we lose attack speed. They do seem to be going down, well, unsurprisingly faster than before. Yep, the Ceram Club is basically dead now. And there go the Zebras. Very cool. I think even without removing the, getting the 15k cash out, I can just buy Mib right now. And I can still buy a Laser Cannon. So goodbye to the Sharpening Stone, but, I mean, the Laser Cannon gives, like, +10 Pierce or something like that. And more damage, which is way better than, obviously, the +1 that the Sharpening Stone gives. And so, I guess I was wrong. The early game is really not that hard for all pops. And now I think I can continue greeting. I could buy the Plasma Accelerator right now, but I think I'll make the jump for the 25k. Because Laser Cannon seems like strong enough to defend a lot so far, or everything. So the hope is that with all of these cash outs from the mines, I should be able to get enough attack speed buffs on Ray of Doom to be able to defend or get past the biggest roadblock in all pops, and that is single target, aka round 140. And because of this change, it's basically double damage to round 140 because there's nothing else on the nothing else on the way. Oh yeah, great thing about Mib is I don't have to worry about the leads anymore. I do have to worry about this round still because the damage perfectly pops all cerams into pinks, which is very prone to pierce capping. Uh-oh. Then we defended wave 2 just fine. Now we just gotta target wave 3 or just buy Plasma Accelerator in time. Nice. Now we can just set the reticle right here because that overlaps with the well, once they loop around a second and third time. And back to fast forwarding. We'll get a 37k cash out after this round. And I'll have to wait a couple more rounds to, I think, unlock the 50k. Gotta love it. I won't be too greedy, though. After I cash out from this for 50k, I'll probably just use 72k that I get here to get Ray of Doom, rather than greeting for the one at the bottom right, which it takes 20 rounds to unlock a profit of 60k from. We can probably just use that 160k for, like, buffs, and still survive 20 rounds after getting Ray of Doom. Because, again, this is an easy map. I feel like now is also a good time to give you a friendly reminder that with all of that single target, first target damage they've given to Ray of Doom, that when the Dartling gun got released, Ray of Doom didn't get any extra damage on the first target at all. It was just the beam. Think about that for a second. This round actually might require a little bit of micro, just because the Plasma Accelerator damage against ceramics is pitiful. So hopefully nothing leaks here, and the Laser Shock just carries us through, because it's just one more round. Perfect. 102k, Ray of Doom, and GG to at least 100 rounds. Now, I think we can just make the save up straight to 100k right here. And continue this all pops run. Just check in, 0. And this is far enough away, right? Yep, 0. Well, what you're seeing here right now isn't really a surprise. Whether it had 140 damage or 80, it still would have blasted through these 90s rounds with ease. I don't think we're even going to get the unlock until after round 100. Damn. Damn, that means that I have to survive past 119 without the 160k cash out, but I think that's fine, right? Here we surpassed the 2 million mark. That was a really fast bad pop. Okay. I guess looking at that, it feels like we probably don't actually have to add more to the Ray of Doom. So that's 100 rounds of this challenge. Easy peasy. And now for beyond that, I'm expecting, again, at least 140. And if we get past 140, it's probably gonna be 160. So ideally, I also don't want to spend anything more on buffs until after this 20 rounds here, because I actually want to go for, I think, a bold play next, aka a temple. And you guys know whenever a temple is on the equation, or on the table for chimps runs, it's almost always going to be a support sacrifice so that you can go for cheaper upgrades. I mean, I'm getting it mostly for the attack speed because technically it gives 20% attack speed, so hot take alert, that would be very good. I would probably put it in the corner here, and it would probably still avoid hitting balloons with a perfect enough range. It will eat up my out buff, but I think it's fine, right? Anyway, are you not entertained here? The group rounds might cause, or might be a cause for concern, just because I can't get the single target on all of these FCMGs at runs, but even just a 25 damage tick, or actually it's 30. They buffed it to be 30 now. It's still enough to beat it before they even get halfway in this map, I think. Okay, forget FCMGs. FDDTs are probably more of a concern. I feel like that those ceramics there are on their last loop, but thankfully there is still a glue gun we can buy. Relentless glue, it doesn't take away pops, and we'll keep our challenge alive. And now it's time for buff B80s on 119 that I was originally scared about, but seeing round 100, I think I'm fine. Just do change to target number 2, and then target number 3 after it gets popped. This is only one loop through. I guess if I'm worried about anything, it's that DDT is. I don't want to pop it too late, otherwise I got no time. Cool. One more round here before we get a fat cash out, and we're gonna pause the round to think carefully about what I want to drop here. Yeah, $250,000 round 121. No other map can come close to this. Reminder that you need 25k of support sacrifices, so I'm just gonna buy upgrades to get there. There we go. And how's this spot? Is that touching? Perfect, perfect. This seems about as close as you can put the temple to buff the Ray of Doom, but not touch the truck. I feel like Bads, though, might scrape, so I cannot, under any circumstance, give range buffs to it. I can do this, though, because this won't reach. And I think there's also enough room in the corner to go for the Ultra Boost now. Don't mind me also, I'm lazy. I'm gonna turn this into Chim's mode with a tech bot. But I was gonna say, if it does end up being an unfortunate circumstance and this hits for round 140, I was contemplating two things. I could either restart the entire run all over and start the Dartling Gun even further to the left, or probably just do the easy way out, and again, like with the Alchemist, just get a Chinook. Things are looking good out here in Ray of Doom land. Now, there is one issue with getting Sun Temple, it's that I can't really get back an Alch buff, because if I had put one here, I did end up placing it with a village, it would end up alching the village or the temple first, which obviously, giving more range, I think would pretty much put it in the GG zone. Can't put it here either for obvious reasons, so the only way to get a buff on the Ray of Doom without stealing pops away is to basically Chinook, get a Perm Brew, and then Chinook away immediately before it even has a chance to buff things. I guess I'd have to Chinook P-Brew to the top right corner here. Because it's doing so well, I think I want to use that opportunity like on round 140, because if I use it on a round where this GT's immediately, then I have less time before balloons start reaching here. So basically what I'm saying is let's get a discounted Chinook, something like over here. We will wait for round 140 to end, and I should be able to afford a Perm Brew with 53k discounted. So let's see, yep. And basically with the Chinook ability up, I am going to move it right now. Wait. I think I gotta also change the lock in place section, like, of the Chinook over here, so it doesn't fly back and start hitting. Anyways, just checking. Beautiful. It looks scary because of the Scarab. It feels like it can hit, but it does not. Let's tuck the heli also even further in the corner, so it makes sure it definitely doesn't hit, and, ooh. Geraldo looks awfully close there, but we're good. Now, it doesn't mean we're in the clear, because Loop 2, or sometimes the maps are made so that, technically, even though it looks like it's overlapping, they're not on the exact same pixel. I don't remember what map this was an issue on, but I just know that it was a thing. Sometimes on, like, one loop around, it wouldn't hit, but another bad would do the same thing and it would hit. Anyway, round 140 was so easy that's honestly kind of crazy. And I don't expect, again, it to be an issue for these rounds either. Just because even if there's other balloons in the way, like, Ray of Doom will get rid of them pretty quickly. And what? See? That's what I was talking about. Okay, not exactly what I meant originally. I meant, like, on second loop or third loop, but yeah. As you see, there were two bads that went through on round 140 that the temple didn't hit, but it hits on round 142. Now, I just realized I'm an idiot. In trying to discount 10 rounds earlier, I end up giving this more range, so I think it's an easy fix. Just go back to before I got that village in the first place, and we should be fine. And with that, we are back past round 142 with no issues, and back to 0 pops on the temple. But at the very least, if we're looking at how things are going right now, the bads, if we do target it down, like, as first target, still pop incredibly quickly before even one loop gets through. So with that, I'm not that worried that we can make the jump to Homeland at 34.5k as soon as possible. FDTs though, oh god. Unfortunately, I had to push even further behind for Homeland because this round was hard. I have to add a Relentless Glue for DDTs. But hopefully that's the last roadblock we need to get this damn Homeland upgrade. Oh, also, I really don't get it. Did you see that again? Why on round 152 of all rounds does that bad hit? Like, that makes no sense to me. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like in a challenge like this, it's perfectly, or at least I would like to allow it so that, you know what, we'll just continue, rather than, say, going back in time to move the tempo 5 pixels to the left, because whether it's 0 pops or whether it's 2000, I feel like the point still stands. Like, the challenge is still held to the same, I don't know, difficulty. It's just that this tempo arbitrarily hit for 1 second. Essentially, I used up a lot of words there to say I'm not going back. That's all. However, I will go back if, again, I can't afford Homeland and I need to just skip on Perma-Brew. I'm hoping not, though, but it's not looking good. 3 bads this round. Yep, they're going in the last loop. It's over. It's so over. Yep, okay. Given that we're this far off, I think we do have to say screw the Perma-Brew plan until after a Homeland. So I welcome you back to 152, where now, instead of Perma-Brew, we've got Homeland and Called Arms. And that should be more than enough damage for the bads now. However, does that prevent the second BAD from touching it all? We will find out. I think it was this one, right? It's about to pop, and I popped it. Or was it this one? Okay, not that one. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention that you might notice that the beam is disabled on the Ray of Doom, and that's because if I didn't disable it, then every time I use Homeland, there'd be a giant flashbang, and I can't have, like, the flashbang off and Ray of Doom on. Sadly, accessibility does not work like that still, which is something I've complained about for many times, but oh well. So, 3 bats here, again. Let's see if we can pop all of them. I think my hypothesis is that it's the 3rd bend where the tempo starts hitting. Wait, that was the 3rd bend actually, but hang on. The bat did not, or the tempo did not hit there, even though they did make it to the last loop. Perhaps I was wrong about that then. Having the beam turned off also, I don't know, it makes it harder for me personally to feel like I'm doing something. I guess having that giant red visual personally helps with aiming, because right now I just kind of have to look at my cursor for where I'm actually doing damage, which isn't that much harder, but still. I would like my big red beam back, thanks. I hit again, but again, whatever. I don't want to lose sleep over something as small as this, alright? Yeah, it did it again. That was not the last loop, so it's definitely just something else. I'm just worried about survival at this point. And we're so close to that 160 goal, so I just want to make it 4 more rounds, really. So I don't be let down. Last bend here. Clutch? Nope. Okay, attempt number, I don't know how much, but I popped the first 2. That does leave the last 2 very vulnerable, though. I think they're approaching their last bend. Oh yeah, these UMGs are approaching their last bend. I don't think I can even pop these. Now, if this continues not to work, I think we'll just add that stupid out buff, but I've tried countless times here. This is the furthest we've gotten. And this one, okay, great. It takes 1 extra loop, so we're good. As long as we pop it. There we go. Disaster averted, at least for 1 more round. Alright, our next roadblock is 159, so instead of just saving it for Perma-Brew, we're done at this point, so we'll get it called Arms. Because right now, it doesn't, the 2 villages don't cover the full uptime. So that tiny bit of extra attack speed from the 3rd village should hopefully give us enough damage for this round, because I did die without it. Last bend. Please pop early, otherwise there's no time for the ZMGs here. Got it? Oh, no. Once we have to turn it around, it's over. Okay, 10 billion attempts later, not a hyperbole. This is the closest I have gotten. Come on. Don't make me turn the beam around for the ZMG here. Okay, pointed to the exit. Nope. Alright, I'm done. Just to get to 160, let's make the final push to the Alp buff, which is guaranteed to get pops here, but... I'm just done. Yep, looks a lot better to me. These are the ZMGs from the insides, which are much, much, much further behind than before. And there we go, now we got the best of both worlds, with Alp taking 1k pops last round. But we hit our goal, at least my initial guesstimate goal. So whatever happens from here is just the cherry on top. So overall, the Ray of Doom got approximately 67 million pops. I did not script that until other towers technically had to steal it away. Overall, great showing, and definitely not something the Ray of Doom was capable of coming close to before last update. I also tried this round many, many times, but I still can't beat it, so I guess 160 is truly the end. If you like these all pops kind of challenges in Deep Freeplay, then not to worry, there's more where that came from with this video over here, if you'd like to watch that. Otherwise, peace out.